Okay, we're back and we're starting a brand new sheet. We're going to go to schedules now. You should be complete with your floor plan, at least a rough draft of your floor plan. And if you're not, you really need to put some concentrated effort and some makeup time in getting this floor plan complete. And feel free all along the line, at any time you've got the time, to start putting that floor plan on vellum, so that before you can turn it in for your grade at the end of this semester. So at any time you want to start that, you're welcome to do that. But again, we're going to take down a whole new sheet, and you should remember seeing in your handout a sheet that had schedules on it. And that would be room finish schedule, door schedule, and window schedules. And what you're going to do is you're going to take down your drawing. If you feel good, you can go ahead and do it on vellum. If not, you can do it on a draft and then trace it in vellum a little bit later. But go ahead and take that down. We're going to start with the room finish schedule. And what you need to do is draw this chart. And you can kind of scale the handout that you have at an 8 scale, but when you draw it on your big paper, do it at a 1/4 scale. And just to kind of give you a guideline, the top heading here, from that top line to the second line, at that would be about 2 feet tall at a 1/4 scale. And then let's draw the next line here, which you see right this second line, which has a room, floor, base, wall, ceiling, etc. on it. Draw that about 1'4" or 1'6" wide. And then all the rest of the lines that you see, the horizontal lines, draw them about 1 foot, maybe a little bit more than 1 foot, maybe 1'2" wide. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, they just need to be consistent all the way down. And as far as width goes, over here where you see the word room, let's make that make it about 14 feet wide. Where it says floor, let's make it about 6 feet wide from that line to that line, the third line there. Make the base about 3 feet wide. That column is 3 foot wide. The column that says walls in it, let's make it about 8 feet wide, as well as the ceiling. You can put that about 7 feet wide. And where it says CH, that is CH is ceiling height, and nominal, NOM is nominal. Let's make that about 5 feet wide. And then the column with remarks, let's make that about 8 foot wide. And how many of these horizontal spaces do you need? Well, you need one space for every room, closet, hall, etc. that you have on your floor plan. Plus draw you a couple extra just in case you add a space here or there. So go ahead and draw this whole chart in, and be prepared to do a room finish schedule. But while you're just go ahead and laying out, let's go ahead and do the same thing with the door schedule. Again, the top 2 lines, make those about 2 foot tall from the top to the second line, and then make that next line about 1'6" where it says mark, size, description, and remarks. Make those about 1.5 feet tall, that horizontal column, and then draw the other columns about 1 foot or 1'2" tall. And you need one of those horizontal lines for every door that you have, plus put a couple extra just in case we end up adding a door somewhere. And then as far as your horizontal columns go, the mark, where it says mark there, let's make it 3 foot wide. The size let's make it 7-foot wide column, and the description, let's make it a 10-foot wide column, and remarks, let's make it about 9-foot wide. And then you have your door schedule as well. And then you want to do your window schedule, and it's pretty much the same thing. The heading, top line to the bottom is 2 foot. The second to the third line, which is that horizontal column that says mark, type, size, catalog number, remarks, that's about 1.6 feet tall. And then all the other horizontal columns are about 1.2 feet tall as well. Make mark about 3 foot. The mark column 3 foot wide. The type would be about 8 foot wide, and the size would be about 8 foot wide. The catalog number is about 4 foot wide, and then the remarks column is about 7 feet wide. And draw, I think you've only got 2 different kind of windows, so draw you 2 horizontal columns for those windows, and then leave a couple extra ones too, just in case we add a window or something, pretty much. So what I want you to do now is come to your room finish schedule, and I want you to list on this first column where it says room, that column there, list every room that you have. Draw your guidelines in and list in all your rooms that you have. You might want to start there at your covered porch and then just go into your entry and just go around the house and label all the rooms that you have. You notice that, like in bedroom number 1, you've got closet 1, so you may, when you get to that one, you may want to say bedroom 1 in one column, and then right below it put closet number 1. And master bath and the master bedroom, put those in the order that they have as well. And make sure you have every space identified here, including your halls, your porches, garage, etc. And you want to go ahead and label those, and you want to do them so that when you do it, it all lines up with left hand justified. And then floor, what you see in your handout is just a sample. You don't have to go with that. You need to pick your own floor finishes. And for example, floor finishes can be carpet or tile or vinyl or hardwood or whatever you want in that particular room. You get to choose and label that. Again, keep a left-hand justification on your lettering, so you can do a little horizontal guideline to keep all that lettering straight from column to column. Now bases, you can have several different kind of bases. You can have wood bases, and they can be painted, so you can put wood painted. And if you want to abbreviate that, you can. You can do WD for wood, period, and painted, PTD for painted. Or you can spell it all out. Or you can have wood stained, or you could have vinyl, or you could have tile, or whatever base that you want, that baseboard that goes along on top of the floor against the wall. And then the walls, you get to choose, and in most cases you'll have a gypsum wallboard, or you can put simply GWB, which is gypsum wallboard, which most of you would know as sheetrock, in that column. You could put GWB painted or GWB wallpaper or whatever, wood paneling, whatever you wanted in your particular room. Use that as a guide to kind of put all that information in. And then you'll go to the next column, which you'll see a ceiling. In most of the cases, we're going to have gypsum wallboard or GWB or sheetrock, common term. And you would either have a painted finish, you would have the popcorn finish, or whatever finish that you wanted on your gypsum wallboard. You get to choose what you want. And then the ceiling height and nominal. In most cases, you're going to have an 8-foot ceiling, except in the garage. It's going to be a little taller, and you can leave that blank and we can figure that out later. And notice that in the living room and the kitchen and the dining room, we have vaulted ceilings on your floor plan labeled. So you want to just put in the ceiling height there, just put vaulted, and we can do that just as well. And then in the remarks column, you see in the sample like a 1 and a 2. That's basically just like a keynote. So if you had, like for example, beadboard wainscoting in your living room, you could put a keynote with number 1 in every space that it had. That you could put that there, and then at the bottom down here you could put number 1 beadboard painted. Or if you wanted a chair rail or crown molding or whatever, you just key that note to the selection that you wanted that to read, and you can use as many of those notes as you want to use. And then in the door schedule, you will notice that it is you remember your marks that we chose, your A, B, C, D. Go ahead and label those, and again, left hand justified. Try to keep it probably in the center of that space. Put all your A, B, C, D's, whatever, and then put in the size. For example, your A door was a 3 foot 0 inches by 6 foot 8. And then under description, you get to choose what kind of door that you want for that particular front. In that case, it's a front door. So if you wanted a fiberglass door with a half glass, then that's what you would write. Or if you wanted a 6-panel door or a flush door, whatever kind of door that you wanted right there is what you would put under the description for each one of those A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or ever how far we got. And then remarks, if you had anything special that you wanted to say about that door, like it had a transom above it or side lights or anything like that, you could put that, list that in the remarks column. And then very similar type thing in the windows. We only had W1 and W2, and we're going to say that everybody's got double hung windows for the sake of simplicity. So you would put under type double hung, and then you would put the size, and I think they were 3 foot windows, and we're going to make them 5 feet 4 inches tall. So you put 3 foot 0 inches by 5 foot 4 inches tall. Don't worry about the catalog number. We're going to come back to that. And then anything you wanted to put in the remarks column, like tilt wash or removable mullions or anything such as that you wanted special about your windows. And then you would do the same thing for a W2, which I think was your master bath window, which is obviously a little bit smaller. And then you fill out all that information in those schedules, and you'll be complete. And again, we'll review this before you go to you turn in your final product. So again, you'll have a room finish schedule, and you will have a door schedule, and you will have a window schedule, and you should be able to do that all in one session and turn those in at our next class meeting. Again, this was schedules, and you're starting a brand new sheet. And after this, we're going to move on to elevations.